Hello guys, it's Albert Aguilar with Apple Obsession here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special video about all the leaks, rumors and news that we have about the upcoming iPhone 13 coming up in September 2021. So drop a like if you're excited for this one, hit subscribe for more, and let's get started. Okay, so let's go with the first fact, is that this year in 2020 we received the iPhone 12 in October and the Pros in November. That's not going to happen in 2021. Apple, I think, is going to be ready to release the iPhones in September. So those users that were complaining a lot about, I want my iPhone like every year, you're going to have it right this time. You're going to have it in September, guys. We're going to have the same 4 models across the iPhone 13. We're thinking that's going to be the name, although it's not confirmed by Apple, and we're not going to know that it's confirmed until like the very, last weeks, probably, or like a few months ago. Or if, something, if a leaker or someone reports it. But let's talk about the iPhone 13, like using that name. So 4 models, probably the same, even though the iPhone 12 mini had lower sales. iPhone 13 mini, iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro, and iPhone 13 Pro Max. Prices should be the same, although these past few days John Prosser reported that because of some changes and LG not being a provider to Apple and only Samsung being a provider to Apple, that the prices for the Pro and the Pro Max could go up a little bit. We'll have to see about that. Not many more that we know about it, so we'll stick with probably the same prices or just a little different for 2 of the models. The rumor that we have, and the thing that we've been hearing the most, is at least one of the iPhone 13 models is going to be portless. We're thinking that if Apple this year made the iPhone 12 Pro Max kind of the special one, the most amazing one with the camera being different from the standard 12 Pro, I'm thinking, and like most of the reporters and analysts are thinking, that it's going to be the 13 Pro Max that is going to be portless. Apple is, with the MagSafe charger and like all these new accessories like the wallet and the cases, it is slowly introducing this portless feature like they did with the 5G, that they came all the way saying like 5G is the future, but we know that it's not ready yet, and it's not going to be until like 3, 4 or 5 years that we're going to see really like the 5G as something that is very useful. In most of the cities in the US it's established, it's not happening now. So it's probably the same that is going to happen with a portless model, If you don't have, like, for example, you're driving, you live in the US, you don't have a car that supports the wireless charging, a portless iPhone is not going to be much useful to you. So, but Apple is going to be doing, an introduction to this, maybe this year 1 model, and then the next year in 2022, 2 models, and it's going to be going slowly to make sure that everyone is ready for this portless feature. Also, guys, we are in the middle of a pandemic. Probably this year it's gonna, make a difference with the vaccines and stuff, but we're all wearing masks, yeah? So what happens that with Face ID, yes, there's some videos in YouTube that there's ways to set up the Face ID with a mask to make it work, but that's not how it was designed by Apple. That's why so many rumors make sense when they're talking about having the Touch ID again in the display this time, because we're not going to have a button. We're going to have the same 4 models with no buttons, like full screen, and the Touch ID makes sense, and Apple could bring it back, even though they don't generally do that. But because of the pandemic, that would be, a good sign to say, hey, we're in the middle of a pandemic, everyone is wearing masks, we're going to wear masks for a while, that's why we're bringing back Touch ID. I think a lot of users are going to be buying into this. Then another thing that we have is about the cameras. These cameras are amazing. We didn't notice many differences between the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max this year, even though the sensor on the 12 Pro Max, it's supposed to be bigger, it's supposed to be different, and it's supposed to have better capabilities in the low light modes. But we, with many tests on YouTube, myself doing a test, I haven't been able to notice many differences on pictures, videos, using the portrait mode, night mode, and all this stuff. I'm using the 12 Pro Pacific Blue, I love the phone, I'm super happy with the quality of the camera. My mirrorless camera, Canon DSLR, also they're both staying at home. So we have to see that they reported that, because we know that the zoom with the iPhone is not something that you are gonna buy an iPhone for. Like, instead of with Samsung, you have like you can do you can zoom close to a building, like in distance. Reportedly, there were some rumors that were saying, and John Prosser was one of those, reporters, very credible by the way, that was saying Apple might adopt the camera system from Samsung, where the cameras are placed on a different way to fit all this optical zoom with a great quality as well. We don't know if this is gonna come in 2021 or it's, Apple is preparing it to come in 2022, but we'll have to be very, paying attention about this because it could be a game changer. Now the cameras are better. Apple is also optimizing the software, but if it brings this, optimized optical zoom to go further, that could be getting much close to Samsung. And many users that are still by Samsungs, they do it for the camera, for this optical zoom. So that would be a good point, Apple. Because we're talking about the cameras, we also need to talk about LiDAR, the LiDAR sensor. Yeah, that that the iPhone 12 mini or the iPhone don't have. Reportedly, Apple might be including this LiDAR sensor across the 4 models for the iPhone 13. And that's kind of surprising because it's one of the features that Apple was like making you spend some more money for the 12 Pro standard or the 12 Pro Max because they also had the LiDAR sensor. It was not only because of the third camera. The LiDAR sensor played a huge role, for telling you, hey, the LiDAR sensor also helps in the portrait mode to track the distance between objects, so it's getting more useful, and obviously you're paying more money for it. So next year we'll have to see how these affect the prices or how users decide to buy the Pro or the Pro Max if this LiDAR sensor comes across the 4 models. I'm thinking that because the LiDAR sensor is the future for Apple, and it might be a huge thing for the Apple AR glasses that are coming in maybe 2023, 2024, also the Apple Car that is 5, 6 or 7 years away. I'm thinking that Apple also wants to, is going portless and is introducing it slowly, is going to be doing the same with LiDAR, Obviously, if Apple puts LiDAR in the 4 models, everyone is going to get these, so Apple is going to be, telling you that LiDAR is important, not only because of the portrait, but because of this app, and because of the future, so it makes sense as well. Also, as you know, the displays are going to be different. We're going to probably get, well, not probably, let's say that this time I'm 99% sure that we're going to get 120 Hz. And I know that for some of you, that's not that important, but when you have a Samsung in your hands, and you see that refresh, velocity and speeds and how this changes when you're scrolling through Instagram, Twitter, having these on the iPhone, which is the best phone that you have on the market right now, I think it's gonna truly make a difference, guys. And wait, we're not done. And it's because I know that we've been talking about getting a smaller notch for 2 or 3 or several years now, since 2017. But guys, believe me, it's looking like Apple is finally gonna do it. I know that the problem is that you have the Face ID and this kind of panel that goes down a little bit on your iPhone, but it looks like Apple might be making it smaller. That doesn't mean that we're not going to have a notch at all. No, that's not happening, guys. But we might be finally getting a smaller notch. And obviously we're going to be keeping the same design. If someone thought, oh, the iPhone 12 design, they just did this for it's going to be one-time design and then they go back to rounded edges. No. They're going to keep this design. I think people love it. Many users, and Apple knows that, they receive incredible feedback about the iPhone, I think it was the iPhone 5S. And for me, this iPhone 12 or the 12 Pro, it's like the new iPhone 5S, with many new features, with the cameras, improvements, 5G, LiDAR sensor, so it's awesome. And having this iPhone, Apple for sure has received the feedback, and it's going to continue to do so for at least a couple of years. So smaller notch, again, I would say 99% sure that this is going to happen, but again, we'll have to wait until we get the first, confirmation of that. They have a final prototype. This is how it's going to see, or this is going to, how it's going to look and what we're going to receive in September 2021. So guys, let me know if anything that you might want to know, something that I missed, new features, something that you're interested in about the iPhone 13, that again, it's coming in September 2021. Drop a like if that was exciting to you. Hit subscribe for more. I'm Albert Aguilar with Apple Obsession. I'll catch you very soon in my next video.